The elevator door shut, leaving Wan and Jungkook alone. Wan pressed herself to the corner to avoid him. Wan and mind all of the people and it had to be him. You still avoid looking at me. He broke the silence. He turned his eyes towards her calm, just like before. You always looked away first. You are imagining things, German. He smirked a little, enjoying her blushed face. Maybe the elevator opened. Jungkook stepped out first without another word, leaving her heart pounding harder than it should. Weeks went by like this. They both have been professional and just talk about their work, but there have been moments where Jungkook's eyes linger on her for a little too long, their small hand brush or eye contact. The office was silent except for the soft hum of computers. One sat hunched over her desk, eyes blurring as she typed the first final report. That act where she forced herself to keep going, the sharp click of her shoes on a marble made her freeze. Slowly she looked up Jungkook. He stood in the doorway, jacket clung over one arm, his tie loosened as though even he had grown tired of the day. Without a word, he walked over and set the steaming cup of coffee on her desk. You'll burn out. Thank you. For a moment, silence stretched between them. She braced herself with her screen, but his eyes stayed fixed on her. Finally, his voice broke through the low calm, but edged with something sharper. Why did you leave? Fingers froze on a keyboard. Excuse me? 5 years ago, one day you were there and next gone. No explanation, no goodbye. Her chest tightened. She forced herself to meet his gaze. Some answers don't matter anymore, Chairman. His eyes narrowed slightly at the formality. That's all I get? After everything? She swallowed hard. It's the truth. A short silence, shaking his head. You always did this, running away from the things you couldn't face. Her breath caught. That's not fair, isn't it? His tone was calm, but the words cut like glass. 5 years, Ryan. Do you know how it felt to wonder every day why someone you... He stopped himself, jaw tightening. Never mind. She looked away. Heart hammering, the air between them grew heavy, too heavy, filled with things unsaid. Finally, Jungkook straightened, slipping his jacket back on. It's late. You shouldn't go home alone. I'll manage. His eyes lingered on her, unreadable. I'll have the car brought around, don't argue. Before she could even protest again, he turned and walked away, leaving her sitting there with her pulse racing and the taste of unspoken word burning on her tongue. So, he's your boss now? Your sister asked. One heart skip. She turned her head slowly. Yeah, he is. Unbelievable. And how long were you planning on hiding it from me, huh? If I hadn't caught him dropping you off tonight, you would still be acting like nothing happened. It wasn't. He just offered a ride. Offered you a ride? What if Jungkook had seen him? What then, Wan? The name of her son, their son, hung heavy in the air. One hand trembled slightly in her lap. He was asleep. He didn't see anything. What if he had? How long do you think you can keep this up? Hiding the truth, avoiding the storm? You are breaking apart just standing near him, Wan, and I can see it. Do you think it's easy for me? Do you think it does not tear me apart to see him every day, to hear his voice and pretend it means nothing? Her voice cracked. Me in the office why I left, why I disappeared and couldn't even press her hands against her face. I couldn't even tell him the truth. And how do you expect him to react? Why? And you left him without a word, without an explanation, just a note. Do you know what that does to someone? One headshot. You know why I left. Yes, but it is not, and that's what makes it cruel. Her voice low, trembling with anger and pity. Imagine if he had done the same to you. Imagine if Jungkook had just vanished one day, left nothing but a note behind. Would you have been able to breathe one? Would you? One flinched at the thought, her chest tightening painfully. His mother asked me to leave, begged me. I was pregnant a year away. Do you think I wanted this? But how could I tell him? How could I destroy his dreams? At graduation, he talked about everything he wanted to do, how passionate he was, how his eyes lit. Look at him now. He's successful, powerful, respected. He got everything he wanted. And if I had told him, none of this would have happened. Possible. So wait, what about what you went through? What about the nights you cried alone with no one to lean on? What about the child who does not even know his father exists? What about Jungkook? Her voice broke. Do you think he wouldn't have taken responsibility? Do you think he would have abandoned you? Even if his mother, even if his whole family turned their backs on him, don't you think him better than that? One Teresa played, her voice barely a whisper. Yes, that's exactly why I couldn't tell him, because he wouldn't have abandoned me. He would have stayed. He would have thrown away everything for me, for us. And how could I let him do that? How could I be the reason he lost everything he dreamed of? How could I steal that away from the person I loved the most? The room fell silent except one muffled sob. Jimmy stretched his arms as he showed his jaw, grinning. Told you this spark is better than the usual one. Fresh face, better scenario. Fresh face? You mean that girl you have been eyeing all week? Jimmy smirked shamelessly. Exactly, don't pretend you didn't notice me dragging you here for her. I still don't get it why you couldn't just run at our usual spot. Man, gotta impress someone. Who knows, maybe I'll find a love. Jungkook gave him a small chuckle, shaking his head. Speaking of which, Wine is back. She's working in my office now. Jimin froze mid-sip of water, turning sharply. Wait, what? You mean you're Wyan? Jungkook didn't look at him, eyes fixed on a jogging track. Yeah, I didn't expect it either. How are you even okay with that? Junko let out the dry laugh, almost better. I'm not. Every time I see her, it's like all those years collapse. She's different now, mature, not the same teenage face I remember. She avoids me, Jimin. I even asked her once why she left like that. She didn't answer. Jimin placed a hand on his shoulder. Careful. Sir, man, if she does not want to say, maybe she has her reasons. You need to protect yourself too. Jungkook opened his mouth to reply, but Jimin suddenly stopped, his eyes widened, staring ahead. Wait, Jungkook, look. Following his gaze, Jungkook saw her, Wan, sitting on a bench not far away, a small boy bouncing beside her, holding onto her hand. Kid's voice rang clear. Mama. Can I have the ice cream now? Please, you promised. Jungkook stiff flattered. Mama? Wan smiled softly, brushing the boy's messy hair. Alright, but only one. And you are eating all your broccoli at dinner. The boy pouted. Broccoli? Mama, that's not fair. Ice cream and broccoli are two different things. Raised an eyebrow, biting back her laugh. Fine then, no ice cream. Fine, I'll eat that stupid broccoli. Only because I love you, Mama, and also because ice cream, little boy said while bouncing while holding wine dressed tight. What Mama echoed again, tearing straight into Jungkook's chest. His fist clenched. Jungkook whispered, barely breathing. Did you know? Jungkook's jaw tightened, his voice cracked but forced. No, I didn't know anything. And just like that, Jungkook waltzed out, his chest tightened as if he couldn't breathe. Jimin grabbed his arm, trying to steady him as his breathing quickened. Hey, calm down. But Jungkook's eyes never left Wan and the boy. His throat burned. She's married? Happily married? She has someone else kid? The words leapt out like a glass shattering. Jimin shook his head. Don't jump to the conclusion. He moved on just like that, and he couldn't even finish. His chest heaved, his eyes glassy, but he swallowed it down, slowly trembling under the weight. Jimin squeezed his arm tighter, voice low. Man, don't do this to yourself. But Jungkook already knew something inside him had broken. The office was quiet. Most employees are already gone. Wan stacked the file neatly on her desk when her phone buzzed with a short message from Jungkook's manager. Chairman John wants to see you inside his cabin. Her heart dropped. She hesitated, but then pushed herself and walked towards the glass cabin at the end of the hall. Close the door, he said as she entered. She opened slightly, palm sweating. He turned towards her, eyes sharp but laced with something else she couldn't name. He stared at her face for a moment too long before speaking. You have a son? Wan froze, every nerve in her body snapping awake. What? Don't lie to me. I saw you in the park. I'm calling you Mama. I saw it all. Yes, I have a son. For a moment, silence filled the room. Jungkook's chest rose and fell, then his lips curled into a bitter, almost smile. So happily married, huh? Wan's eyes widened. She shook her head quickly. No, I'm not married. I've been raising him alone. The words hit him harder than she realized. His expression flattered, shock, pain, disbelief flickering in his eyes. His heart split in half, not just from the truth, but from imagining her carrying everything by herself all these years. Alone? His voice cracked. A thousand questions fought to spill from his mouth. Who's the father? Why isn't he with you? Why didn't you tell me? But he bit all back, his fist clenched at his side, and finally he forced the word out, his voice quieter and gentler. If you ever need any help, I know you won't admit when things are too heavy, but I'm here even now. Her throat tightened. She didn't know how to respond, so whispered the only thing she could. Okay. Without meeting his gaze again, she turned and walked towards the door. Jungkook's gaze followed her. It's not about the walking, just don't go too close. He stepped in front of her, as if his body still remembered protecting her. Before she could argue again, her phone rang. Hello? What? Her voice cracked. Jungkook had snapped towards her, reading her pale face. What happened? My son. He's in the hospital. He fractured his hand. Something in Jungkook stalled. His chest tightened. He didn't say another word, just grabbed his keys. Come on, I'll drive. papers were scattered across his desk, the soft glow of the lamp throwing shadow across his tired face. He didn't even hear the door at first until the faint crack made him look up. Wan stood there, soaked at the edges of her coat, strand her hair damp against her face. For a moment neither of them spoke. Wan's eyes darkened, his tone clipped as he leaned back in his chair. "He's asleep in my room. I just came to take him home." He gave a dry, humorous laugh. "Home? He'll look pretty comfortable here." He leaned, frowned, voice tightening. "But fine, if you want to take him, go ahead." "No, if you want to keep him tonight, it's fine. I'll go." She had just turned when his voice got through, sharp but low. Something flickered in her eye as she laughed softly, almost bitter. "Just because I didn't come to work for 2 days doesn't mean I quit. Besides, the money is still going." That made him laugh, but then she stepped closer, her voice trembling. "Jungkook, about the hospital." His jaw tightened instantly. He cut her off. "Don't, not now." But she shook her head, tears slipping down her cheek. "No, you don't understand. Everything I hide from you." The words trembled out of her, her voice breaking as she confessed how his mother had asked her to get rid of the baby, how she couldn't bear to tie Jungkook down when he had so much burning inside him, so much passion for his future. How could she choose to disappear, raising him alone because she thought she was protecting both of him and his dreams? For the first time in years, Jungkook's face crumbled, his fist clenched, his knuckles white. His voice came out like a knife. "I would have chosen you. I would have chosen him every time. She shook her head desperately. "No, that's what I didn't want. I didn't want to drag you down. You were so full of fire, Jungkook, so passionate. Look where you are today. You have built everything you've dreamed of. And if I have stayed, if I had forced you into this, you might have hated me for it." His voice broke, tears pooling in his eyes. "Hated you? Why? Being with you, having a kid with you was my biggest dream." Her breath hitched, her whole body trembling. She whispered, I'm so sorry," over and over, her tears soaking the back of his hand where she chuckled him. Her lips trembled, tears falling freely. "I never wanted to hurt you, Jungkook. I only ever wanted to protect you." "Then let me protect you this time. Both of you." And under the soft hum of rain with the marks of untouched cocoa between them, two shattered souls finally broke together, promising wordless that this time they wouldn't let go.